Nicholas Davis, hello. Hello, and we are live again. Most likely this is going to be the last one for Ankylosaurus, and then the next one is possibly going to be, well, another dinosaur, but this one is a little bit different. It's going to be a Ankylosaurus, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mispronouncing it or anything like that. So, how are you doing? You good? Let me be sure I have everything here correctly. Woo! Love to see it almost done. Yup. It's almost complete. I did some things off camera, but I'm basically just adding some custom shapes and finishing the weight painting. Yeah, at the moment we have it working pretty nicely, and if you pay close attention, the spikes, they do not deform. They are solid. That was difficult, not gonna lie, that was really difficult, but I was able to make it. Wait, let's move this one. Whoops. There we go. We have this boy here. All of these we can use to make some jiggly jiggles. So everything almost complete. Now the only things that we need to do basically in today's live is going to be adding the secondary bones. You've done a great job. Thank you a lot. So we're gonna start adding the secondary bones and for the other little motions here and there. For example, one for belly jiggle, and then there's gonna be like two here for the breathing. And I think I'm also going to add some for the neck. Like one here, one here, one here, maybe. Let's see how it's gonna be. But so far so good. Here we go. Mouth closing. A lot better than I would think in the beginning. And that. And then after that, this one is going to be complete. So, before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you like to have these add-on working for you as well, there is a link down in the description for it. It's called Intelligent Rigger. There is another one for weight painting, but that one doesn't work for Blender 4.4 yet. I'm going to make it work for it, but at the moment it's not working for 4.4. Anything below that, it works fine. And yeah, if you got any questions, suggestions, or anything like that, you can send here on the chat, or also join our Discord server. Link is also down in the description. So, let's get to work. Okay, so basically, I want something to be kind of around here. That is going to work as the belly jiggle. For that, this is going to be a deformer bone. So let me grab that and put it here. And since I want it to be parented into the pelvis, do I? Not really. I think I want it to be parented into the spine. So I'm gonna grab this one and bring it down. Shift to D. There, put it there, and align to world rotation. Okay, something like this is already pretty good. Let me put it a little bit further, like here, I guess. Actually, I think I'm gonna make it parented to this one instead. Okay. And then, because it's following this same line here, so I'm gonna put it there. And then I'm going to change the name of this one to def for deform belly. There we go. Okay, good. Now for the other ones, we're gonna need 2 for the chest. And if it's for the chest and it's going kinda around here, I want something that's parented to this one. So let me grab it here. Put it somewhere. Let me check. Let me add here the snap so I can shift a D and put it in the correct place there. And you're going to be kind of round. You should be fine. Shift N and view to axis. So the Z axis is pointing that direction. Now this one, let's call it def chest.L, and now I can right click it and symmetrize. Now that I have it symmetrized, I can just bring it up a little bit so it's inside of the body. There should be fine. But there is one thing. I wanted to move to that direction actually, and the Z is pointing down, so I'm going to rotate it a little bit outside like this. Should be fine. Let me get the axis showing. All right, so the Z is pointing to the direction of the movement. Okay. So this one's chest L, this one chest R. We're good. Now then, gonna need one for here. Put it kinda there. Align. Bring it up a little bit. Make it smaller. I don't need it to be too big. Just something like this is already fine. And then let me grab this one and place it here as well. But this one is going to be parented to that one over there. And there is going to be a last one that is going to come from here. Let's rotate it to here. I guess this should be fine. But global Z axis, and so it points up as well. Okay. So if that's the case, actually, I think I can just grab this and put it there. It might work better than I think. So I'm just gonna leave it like that and let's see. Okay. So now let's change the names. This one is going to be neck 001 jiggle. And this is going to be 002 jiggle. And this one is the deaf dewlap. There we go. Good save. Now let's see. They are all parented into the correct bones, so we should be good to move on. In this case, let me grab all of them. You, and you, and you, you, and you. And I'm going to create their ORG bones. So that create ORG. Good. Now I can move to here instead. And since they are now selected, and there I can simply get here to pose mode, and then we're gonna see they are going to be in weird places. Control Alt C to remove all the constraints from it, and they get back to where they should be. Okay. So before I do anything fancy, well, before I add any controllers to these guys, I'm going to actually weight paint them so I can see what is going to be the actual result. So let's check it out. There is the ORG. I can simply come here and there we go, weight paint. I don't want to see the ORG anymore, just the deformer bones. Let me see, Alt H. Where are ye? Oh, they are in different places. Okay, so in this case, let me get back here. And let me go to edit mode, select them, because these are also with the constraints, since they were duplicated. Well, there we go. Now I can go to pose mode and Control Alt C and get back to here. All right. So first of all, this one, let's check. I want to add a little bit of weight to it. So I'm gonna get the strength really low. And I'm gonna bring this guy down a little bit. And now I will make this brush bigger and add some weights to it. There we go. Adding some weights, we get that result. On there. Now smooth. And most likely I'm not going to be able to get something very good out of the box, but well, this is already a good belly jiggle. There we go. So we can just move it back. Let's get to the next one. I'm going to, well, actually select everything, lock selected, and then now let's check. What do you get? Okay, so you don't get the parts where I want to move. It should be fine. Then what actually gets there? Is it you? Yup, you do get a lot of weight down there. And do you as well? Yes. Do you? Yeah. Okay, so I want to get weight from those three there. Then I'm going to unlock them and start working with this one. Then G, Z to move it down a little bit. Put it kind of there, and just like I did in the previous one, I'm going to add some weights here. Okay, something like this. Now let me check if I can bring this weight a little bit more towards the center. There. The same, bring it up. That way. That way. And check here. A little bit too. Okay, this is the breathing motion there. Let me check how's this one. Yep, should be the same. Okay, good. Now if I select Alt G on that one, Alt G on this one, select both of them and move them at the same time. There we go. We got a good breathing motion. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, okay. Nice, and so if that one is correct now, let's lock it and go to the next one, which is going to be this one right here. So for this one, it's going to get weight from, well, its parent, that is basically going to be this one here. So let me unlock it and only it. Now I'm gonna grab this one, go to the paint again, and let's add some weights to it. There we go, a little bit of weight. Nice. Now get to the blur and blur it. Let's see if I move it. Okay. We got a little bit of motion there. And get to the paint again, add a little bit more weight to it. I wanted to grab some more things up there and a little bit more back here as well. Let's just increase the area of effect. To somewhere like this. It should be fine. Let's check. Yep, looks good. So if that's the case, select that one and this one. And oh boy. There, lock selected. Good. Get to the next one. This one is also going to get the weights from that one over there. And then select it, select the other one, unlock selected, and then now we add the weights to it. Just like we did in the previous one. Paint, add some weights here, like this, and blur it to make the effect be less harsh. So there we go. Blur, blur, blur. Increase it like that. MC moving. Yep, that looks good. Now I can just lock it. Select that one, lock it, and we are left with this one. So this one, the idea is to, well, move a little bit, but it's going to move from there. But mainly to do this here. And maybe some scaling. But yeah, if it works with one of the transforms, then it should work with the other ones as well. So, there we go, we select it. Select the parent, which is this, the jaw. There we go. There, unlock. Nice. Get it here, and let's do this here first. And now I'm gonna add weights to the place where I want it to be moved to, which is kind of around this place here. There we go. Add a bunch of weight here. Let me check. Okay, okay, we're getting there. Check. How is it? Okay. And now smooth. Now get the blur brush. Make this smooth. We don't have a really harsh transition. So there. This one I wanted to come all the way back here. There we go. Come. And get the paint. The bone's on the way. Something like this. Like that. Let me see. Here we go. If we move it, it's like this. Okay. If I move it like this, it also moves, which is good. So let me... maybe decrease a little bit the strength. There. Let me check. How's it? Okay. Alright. Looks good enough. And so there we go. Save that. And lock it again. Now that it is already weight painted, can just go back to here. We don't need the deformed bones anymore. And just to be sure, let me click this button. Did it change anything? Apparently it didn't, which means everything was okay. Nice. So in this case, now it is time to get these bones to actually control the deformed bones. And for that, it's pretty simple. Let me put my pen away and use the mouse now. And there we go. We're gonna select those two there, this one, and those two there as well, and bind orgy. Okay, so now if I move it, yeah, there we go, it moves there. If I move this one, yep, it moves there. If I move this one, yep, it moves there. Very good. So let's check what happens. Oh, this is the MCHIK. I move this one. How's it? Does it break or anything? Nope, it doesn't. Which is good. Here, this one, I wanted to have multiple parents, actually. in this case, I'm gonna need to do something that's the complete inverse of it in edit mode, which is I'm gonna have to remove, well, not actually remove all the parents, but let me first do one thing and grab all of these, and I'm going to put them in the temporary layer. There we go. Okay, so now it's less crowded. We can work with it a little bit easier. So this one, first of all, let me check the names here. Okay, good. So like that one, I'm going to create an intermediate bone. And since I created that, oh yeah, my intermediate bone was sent to the MCH. So you there, come here to the temporary layer. Okay. Okay, so this intermediate bone is here, and it is parented to the same, well, to the previous parent of this ORG belly. But I wanted to have no parent at all, because what actually is going to control it is a constraint right here. So add bone constraint armature, and I want, let's see, it's 1 2 3 4, I think. So 1 2 3 4 armature. Let's put these all to armature, and I will get here the depth pelvis. Oh, actually not the pelvis. The pelvis, I don't actually want it. I want the spine. 0 1. Let me copy it here to get the 0 2 and the 0 3 and the chest. So depth chest 0 1. There we go. Okay, so this way, if I get here the torso, oops, not this one, let me check this one. If I get the torso and I move, that is going to move with it. If I move this one, it's also going to move a little bit right there. If I get this one, it's also moving a little bit, just like we can see there. So it has 4 parents. This one, I don't actually want it to move like this. I want that one then to have less effect. Let's put it at 2.5 maybe. So let me get this one. Yeah, there we go. It's moving, but not too much. That's okay. And this one, it's moving pretty nicely. Let me see if I grab all these 3. Yeah, they move okay. Nice. So for the other one, it's getting 1 from here, 1 from here, 1 from here. So let's normalize the weights, and this is the actual value that's used. Okay, so now that this is complete, I can just send it back into the MCH layer. And this one, change it from ORG belly to control belly. There we go. Perfect. Now let's check. These 2, they actually don't need anything fancy. What is actually going to be fancy here is that I'm going to add just another bone there, and that is going to be the actual controller. So let's do that real quickly and go there, then come here, create an intermediate bone. It was sent to the MCH layer. Let me just put it back here in the temporary one, scale it down, and I'm going to call it control dewlap. Okay, and these ones, they are also going to be control. So control F2. There we go, and change it to bones, and we're gonna find ORG and change it to control. Nice, as simple as that. And then since this one is the end of a hierarchy. So what do I mean by the end of a hierarchy? If I press this button, let me actually do this. We can see that all the bones above it, for example that one, it has like a drop down arrow caret. This is how they call it. But this one, it doesn't have any caret like that, so it doesn't have children. If it doesn't have children, then it is the end of a hierarchy. And in this case, I can pretty much use, let me, whoops, come all the way here, and there, okay. I can use the stretch to constraint, and it's not going to be a problem in any other game engine. So I'm going to use this one as the stretch to constraint target. So there, control there, and stretch to right here. Again, these things and these ones you're gonna be able to find in our extension, this IntelliJ Rigger extension, that you can find the link down the description. And if you do try working with it, don't forget to send me a message or anything like that if you find any problems. Alright, so now if I move this one, I move the dewlap as well. And I have a really good result out of it. And I can also control this one here separated. Okay, so now that I have all of these and they are all in the center and kind of tweaks. These ones, they are actually tweaks. That one there, it's not. So let me grab this one. Come on, Blender. There we go. These three, I want them to be green. And I also want them to have the, let me check for tweak. There we go. Boom. All of them to be this tweak shape. Okay. Everything good. This one, I don't need it anymore, and it's in ORG. In this case, I'm gonna send it back to the ORG collection. Okay. That's all good. And for the belly is yellow. So let me get the yellow right there. And I also need to add a good shape to it. So let me grab something actually good. Let me get this plane. Create. Edit. And then I'm going to rotate it. Bring it down. And then now I can toggle that thing there on. Grab that one and which one? It's this one here. Bring it up. And this way it's not gonna be very nice. There, can I do something like this? Not actually. Let's move it and separate it. So first you, and then first you, oh, well, last you. Now, let me grab you and move you up, like to around there, and you move up around there. It should be good. Let's go back to bone, and there we go. Now, this is going to be the control belly. Okay, good. Don't forget to save. And let's see. Now, the only two that are left are these ones. What I want to do here is be able to control them individually and also separated. Well, both of them are the same actually. So I want to control them individually and at the same time with a single controller. Okay, so this one is is the left one, so I want it to be red. Let me change the color first. And there we go. And this one is the right one, so let's make it blue. Okay, good. And I can already create the shape for these. So that create, edit. Let's see, it's local to bone. Okay, so RX90, there we go. And move it on the Y-axis. Let's make it smaller. Don't want it to be too big. Something like this should be fine. Let's make it smaller on the X-axis, like that. And now, let me see. Gonna grab this one and this one. Even though I can't see it very well, move it down like this. Alright, this should be good. Let's go back to bone. And there we go. Yeah, that's good. Now I just need to get this shape to this bone. So there we are. The only thing is that I need to get this one to be scaled on the x-axis by -1, and also to make the wire width 2. Okay, that's good. And now I'm gonna add the chest master controller. Well, the breathing controller. So for that, gonna come here, select these 2 bones. Well, actually, these 2 parts there. Okay, something like this should be fine. And add a non-deformed bone. Bone was added. Okay, so it was added to the ORG collection. That's not actually there. Let me put the temporary layer as the active one. TMP. Oh, there are a lot of things in the temporary layer. No? And what are those? Who are you? Ah, okay, they are in the torso FK. I'm not using the torso FK anymore. Alright. So again, Shift A, add a non-deformed bone. I'm going to bring it down like that. Align it to the rotation of the body. To the angle of the body there, kinda. Something like this should be fine. And I'm going to change the name to control breathing. Like this. And this one is going to be parented. I actually want this back to the chest right there. So keep offset. Remove that one. Now that I have this, I can go back to pose mode and change the color of this one to yellow because it's a center controller. Yep, and don't forget to save. Thanks, thank you, Yuki. Okay. So now with this, I just need to get this here to be the controller of these 2 at the same time. To do that, I'm going to use a really handy constraint that is... So I'm selecting this one, select this one after with the Shift, Control Shift C, and the constraint is this transformation. Okay, so now that it is already added, I can change some parameters here to make things a little bit easier for me later. Okay, so I'm gonna map it from scale, it will be, well, all of them. Actually, it doesn't really matter. And I will get the z-axis from, well, the z there as well. In this case, let's check. What can I do? So this way, if I scale this up and scale it to 2, for example. No, 2 is too much. Let me Alt SS 1.5. 1.5 is already pretty good. Okay, so if I scale that to 1.5, I want this here to move. Let me see, the Z to Z, yeah. Something, it should be moving. Whoops. Is the correct one, right? So that's the breathing, and this is control breathing. Okay, it's getting the scale. Yeah, okay. It's the min and max. It's going. This one needs to be at 1.5. There we go. And since I have the extrapolate, then we're gonna have something here. Whoops. Oh, I wanted to move somewhere around here. Should be okay. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, something like this. This should be good. And then I just need to get this one and select that one. Ctrl C and copy bone constraints. There we go. Now if I scale this up and down, we see both of them are moving at the same time. And if I scale it more, it's moving even more. Why is that? Because we have this extrapolate option toggled on here. So that's why it works pretty nicely there. And I can also move it separated. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, things I don't want this to do. This one actually. I don't want it to move. And I also don't want it to rotate. But before that, let me get here and let me put everyone to be active. Let me Alt H as well. Select everyone and Control, not Control W, it's Control R. XYZ Euler. Okay. The way the axes are, I am pretty sure the XYZ one is not going to cause gimbal lock problems. So it's fine the way that it is at the moment. I might make a video some other day talking about this gimbal lock problem, but you should be able to find lots of them in YouTube as well. But yeah, so now that I have that, I can come back here again and lock the rotations, because I don't want this one to be rotating either. Okay, it's just a scale. But there is another thing that I want to do here, which is I'm going to lock these two. But let me put it back. I'm going to lock these two. But then, if I do this, it's only going to scale in the x-axis, like that. So actually, let me get the z one. And so it's only going to scale on the z-axis, and it's going to look weird. So there is a quick trick for that. There is, we right click this here, copy as new driver, and then we paste it back to the other ones. So there, paste driver, paste driver. So now, even though those two are locked, they are driven. So if I move here, we see that it is scaling up just fine. Yeah. Really good, really good. Now, the only thing that's left is to add a good shape for this. Well, let's get here to the rigging tab. I'm going to use the same one there, edit. Let's rotate it. It's too big. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Oh, wait. Or X, whoops. Or X 90. Let me go back. There, edit or X90. Okay. Scale it down. Move it back to somewhere kind of like here. Should be fine. And then now just make some adjustments. Like, I think something like this. Not very good. So let me actually shift Z here. Select all of those there and all of those there and move them up. Like that. Okay, that should be good. Let's get back to bone, and there we are. Okay, at the moment there's a lot of things in the screen, so I just need to get here. We don't need the names anymore, we don't need the axis anymore. And if I get to the Ankylosaurus rig UI and just switch this a little bit real quickly, we are not going to see the bones that are not used, which are all the FK ones. Oh, there we go. Now let me check if I move this. Good, good, really nice. There, let me really move this. There we go. We got a little movement there. We got some movement here, which is pretty nice. Same movement here, really nice. On this one for the belly, good. This one I can scale it to make the breathing. There. Okay, that's good. And, well, that would be it for the live. Now the only things that are left to complete this this boy is going to be the blinking and the nostril close, something like that. But those ones I'm going to make off camera. They're gonna take a little bit of time. Well, yeah. That's basically it then. Today was a shorter live, but we got it. Ankylosaurus lives complete. The next one is going to be the Fossilosuchus. And yeah. Hope you get there and watch it as well. I think that one's gonna be a little bit easier. Because it doesn't have all those spikes. Those spikes are dangerous, difficult, complicated, but very interesting. Alrighty then, if you got all the way here, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you would like to see other kinds of lives, for example, sculpting, rhythmology, animation, we do those in our Discord server, so link down the description. And yeah, that's it. Also, if you would like to support the channel, there is also a link down on the description for donations. So yeah, that's it for today. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.